Hey, Room 5, welcome back. We are going to continue talking about adaptations today. So yesterday, or in the last video, we talked about desert plant adaptations. So that word adaptations means special superpowers that Mother Nature has given to plants to help them survive in their habitat. So plants aren't the only ones that have to have those special powers, and we've talked about this a lot this year, but the animals have to also. And the desert is such an amazing place because it's so dry, and that doesn't mean that it's always hot. A lot of times, I know when I was little, I thought that the desert was always hot, but that actually isn't what a desert climate is. A desert climate is really dry, but it can be extremely cold and it can be extremely hot. It has these extreme weathers. So I wanted to show you this picture again from Desert Hotel, just because it really shows you what the animals have to do to survive in those extreme temperatures. So today, if you, again, have printed out the desert habitat report, this is what we would have been working on in class. And it's really neat because it has some reading that you can do and you can highlight, and it has some pictures that you can color and some diagrams. And then it does have some notes that we would have been taking. So today, I thought I'm just going to read you that information, and if you are working on it, you can pause and you can take notes, or you can do it later. It's up to you. But today we're going to talk about animals. And just like yesterday I showed you some plants, this is one of the most famous desert animals, and obviously it is a rattlesnake, or a snake, a desert snake. And it says, how do snakes protect themselves? And this particular snake, or a rattlesnake, obviously we know protects itself by the venom that's been given to it. And so it can bite its predator with its fangs, and that venom is released into the animal. So we're going to read about a few more. It's this page. It's called Desert Animals, and it's in that packet. If you have it, it's on Google Classroom if you'd like to print it out. And I'm just going to read it to you, and then I'm going to show you a couple things. This says, like desert plants, desert animals have adaptations that help them survive in this habitat. Most of the animals have learned ways to get water from plants. During the day, many animals find shade to hide from the hot sun. Foxes and rabbits have ears that can let off heat when they're hot. So their ears are a little bit bigger in the desert because those ears let the heat out of their body. All right, so on your animal adaptation page, which is I think the next page in the packet, that might be the first animal that you write about. You might write foxes and rabbits. And their adaptation is their big ears to let the heat out. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Desert animal colors are sometimes brown or beige to blend in with the sand. Lizards have thick, scaly skin that help keeps water in. So your next animal might be lizards. You might want to write lizards right here. And they have thick scales. And what those scales actually do is keep that water inside their body so they don't get dried out. Animals in the desert make their homes in interesting places. Some tunnel underground where it is cooler. Others make their homes inside holes found in the saguaro cactuses. Many desert animals are nocturnal. That means they come out at night, and it's probably to escape that heat. Now there's a little kangaroo rat right here, and it says kangaroo rats sleep underground most of the day and come out at night when it's cooler to find the seeds they eat. So your next one could be a kangaroo rat, and that the adaptation of the kangaroo rat is it's nocturnal, right? Because it comes out at night. But then you also have this really neat picture. And so this picture shows you two different animals. It shows you a lizard and a rattlesnake. And it didn't talk about the rattlesnake in the reading, but you can definitely put rattlesnake on this one if you want. And let's read what the adaptations are for the rattlesnake. Rattlesnakes camouflage with the desert sand. So that's a really good example of an animal that will have that brownish beige skin to camouflage with the sand. Then it says both lizards and rattlesnakes have thick scales to protect them from the heat. And some lizards have skin around their ears that keeps sand out when they dig underground. So that would be another animal adaptation that you could write for a lizard. So obviously these aren't all the animals in the desert, but it is a few. So if you are filling out that desert report, you can watch this video again, you can pause it, and you can write those things in those boxes, because that's what we would do. And the neat thing is too, is if we were doing this in class, we would have our highlighters out and we would be highlighting those sentences and circling words that we know and circling words that we don't know. So you can mark all over this if you need to, because that's what we know good researchers do, good scientists, right? So I am looking online right now trying to find a really good desert animal that we could draw. I was thinking of a desert tortoise, but I know my Leah loves her sea turtles, so I was kind of waiting to do a sea turtle for the ocean, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do a desert tortoise and a sea turtle and we can compare them. So hopefully that will be the next desert video that's up. If you are working on the reports, have your parents send me pictures. I've gotten a lot of great pictures of the cactuses that you've drawn, and those of you who have started working on the reports, I love to see that. So keep it up, scientists. I love you. I miss you, and there's no place like home.